what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Jesus Gutierrez here again with a Detail Touch Mobile Auto Detailing. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm gonna answer one or two questions that I got from a customer. He does detailing himself, but he hasn't been doing it for too long, so he did have a question for me. His question was, Jesus, if I have a vehicle that is oxidized, it's white, usually it's a white car, that is just, it just looks like chalk. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but there are cars out there that are white that just, if you just run your hand on the paint, your hand is now white. Yeah, it's insane. He said if I have a car like that and the customer wants me to just kind of make it look okay, and if he's willing to accept that his car is not going to look perfect, how do I do it? How do I get that paint? How do I finish that job, as quick as possible? First of all, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to walk you guys through what I do. There's a lot of ways to polish a car. There's a lot of ways that you can go about, polishing a vehicle to get it to look a certain way. It's all a matter of how good the customer wants the car to look. If they're looking for something perfect, you're looking at like a paint correction. It's a lot more work. If it's something quick, it's pretty much what I'm going to talk to you guys about right now. So what I do is I set my buffer at. Now, you want to make sure that you do have some experience with handling a buffer, because you can damage a car's paint job. This fast. It's just, within 2 seconds, you burn through the paint. It's fast. Yeah, I know. But so you want to make sure you have some experience with the buffer if you're going to do, what I do pretty much. So what I do is I crank up my buffer speed to about right under, I want to say between 2,600 and 3,000 RPMs. So I buff at that speed, but that's only on large areas. So if I'm buffing the center of the hood, the center of the doors, the top of the car, if I'm buffing those areas, I have it cranked up that high. Now, as I get closer to the edges of each panel, I crank it down, so as I don't take my finger off the trigger. I keep it on there, but I'm moving this up and down as I, approach the edges of the panels, so I don't burn that paint. So I'm going, boom, 3,000. If I'm, on the center of the hood, I'm confident it's okay. Nothing's going to get, caught here on the edge of the backing plate. I'm not going to rip anything off the truck or the car. That would not be good. So I have my finger on the trigger and I'm moving this up and down, but for the most part, I have it in between 2,600 and 3,000 RPM. It is going to spin very, very fast. This is a strong, powerful tool. If the pad gets caught up, on the antenna of the car, you'll rip it right off, or, you might break an arm or something. Who knows, but it is a very powerful tool. So, you definitely want to be careful. But I do use it at around 2,600 to 3,000 RPMs. Make sure you have enough compound on the pad or whatever polish you're using. Make sure there's enough on there. But that's a whole nother show. So you're buffing, and you're just moving as fast as you can. If you're working in direct sunlight, it is a lot more difficult to get the finish more even than if you were in a garage where you have like, I don't know if they're called like a tripod light or whatever. If you have a light where it just kind of, you can move it around the car. If you had that and you're in a dark room like a garage or something, it's a lot easier to get everything more even, because you can move that light around and just find those dull spots and buff them out. But that would be if you're trying to get the car perfect. But if you're in direct sunlight, you just want to make sure that you're kind of going, you're hitting every panel as even as possible. You're hitting it, you're kind of just trying to remember what you already hit. Do kind of a crisscross, so you go this way and then go up and down, try to get every area. Your speed, if you're trying to get the car out quickly, should be between 2,600 RPMs and 3,000. That's what I do. There's a lot of ways to do it, like I said. If you have any other, ways of doing this that you guys do that work really well, feel free to post it in the comment section down below. I'm always open to new ideas. I'm always open to trying new things, you know, because you never know what you might learn, and it can always help you. If it's something good, it can always help you to improve the quality of your work and then the speed as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I do. And I work my way around the car. You know, the goal is to finish it as quick as possible, not to perfect it. If you're trying to do it this way, you can always use like a dual action polisher to also do, you know, cutting, which would be removing all the oxidation from the paint. You can also do that. But this is just how I do it with the high speed polisher. Yeah, so that's what I do, guys. Now, like I said, you want to make sure you have some experience with the high speed polisher because it's a very powerful tool and it can damage your car. And that'll happen very quickly if you're not careful. But anyhow, yeah, that answers the first question. That's what I do, like I said, on highly oxidized vehicles that I'm trying to get out as quick as possible. Second question was, what if the car's paint looks like it's been compounded or color sanded in the past? What I mean by that is, if you look at the vehicle's paint job from an angle, from the side, and you look at the reflection like that, you'll be able to see if there's any orange peel left in the paint or if there's not. So it'll be wavy if there's orange peel. If there's not any orange peel, it'll be kind of more flat. So at that point, if it is flat, it is very risky because you don't know how much paint is left on that panel. So you don't want to go in and buff at a high speed because you'll burn right through it, like I said. And you know, different areas of the panel can have different thicknesses of paint, right? And you can't really, I mean, they have a gauge for that stuff, but I mean, that's completely up to you. But what I do in that situation, if the paint does look like that and I feel like I can burn through the paint real quick, if I'm not careful, if I feel like that in any way, what I'll do is I'll crank the speed of the buffer down to like, I mean, probably like 1400 RPMs or less. Maybe less than that, to be honest. Maybe 1000. And then I'll put enough compound on the wool pad to cut that paint job, you know. But I'll work it very slowly, very carefully. So I'll work the compound in very low speed with the buffer, just paying attention to every area that the pad goes over, you know, just looking for dark spots. What I mean by that is, if you have a single stage paint job, a dark spot is pretty much when you're about to go through the paint. So that area that you're buffing, if it's running out of paint, it'll start to turn like a green shade, or it'll be like a dark spot that is starting to show. That's because you're going through the paint. The paint is so thin that the metal is starting to show underneath. So if that happens, you stop, you know, polishing that area, and you no longer cut that area because you're gonna burn through it. Then you have to explain to the customer why that spot is dark. So if that did happen already, good luck. You know, you're gonna have to talk to your customer and say, hey, this is what happened, and hopefully they believe you. However, if you haven't started the car, it's a good idea to let the customer know this could potentially happen because the paint looks like this and like this, and explain everything we just talked about, you know, to save yourself that headache. So I do use a lower speed. If that's the case, that's how I do it. Once again, with a high speed, dual action is a whole nother show. It's a lot safer, but the high speed just gets the job done quicker. That's just what I think, you know, based off of my past experiences. It's a lot quicker with a high speed to get that gloss back, that shine, boom. But yeah, that's it, guys, for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like the video. You know, follow along, hit that bell for all future videos that I'll be uploading. You know, I'll be showing different ways that I do things. And if you don't like the way I do it, then you can always try somebody else's way, or even your own way. Maybe you have a better way than I do, who knows? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys have a great day, And don't forget to smile.